Bharti Club and Social Welfare Khargon, a new rivalry in Madhya Pradesh Premier League, and they met today for the first time in the season. It is the opening game of Group B, and we are already done with Group A, where Ratlam City and Shihor boys made their ways into the semi-final, and now we begin with Group B. Welcome to the church ground in Sihor. I am Sohan Poddar in the commentary box, and it is match number 16 in the Madhya Pradesh Premier League. This is the Bharti FC lineup. Lots of new names for us to learn as well. But from what we heard from the team management, it seems like a basic 4-4-2. Sanjay and Ramaswamy on top, Prashant on the whole, Suresh as a defensive midfielder, Abhijit and Vipin as the centre backs, with the experienced Robinson on the left side of defence, as Arun Yadav, the coach, is confident of a good showing with an all-Indian lineup. And over to social welfare. These are the players, of course. It's a chance for them to rub shoulder with some of the experienced players of the country. Shohim, Harish, Collis get a start with some familiar names. He's been picked up in the local tournaments. And Anas is going to be between the sticks. It's an interesting formation from the head coach Ashish Shen. We're going to learn about this team and their shape under their coach as the season progresses. Here are the substitute bench of both the teams and notable names on the bench in the likes of Shashwat, Arijit, Rishabh for Bharti FC, Vivek Guru, and for social welfare they have Ashish Badua, Abhishek Pal, Aditya Swami, and Vinay Sharma, number 19, a player to look out for in the near future. And after a fifth placed finish last season, Bharti Football Club will look to start the new season with renewed vigor and zeal under their new management. Here's the match referees. Akshay Kanodia is the referee. The two assistants, Jyoti Gaur and Rahis Anand. And the fourth official is Manoj Ahirwar. The two teams that stand for energy, tactical innovation and youth development. Absolutely brilliant pitch. Both the teams going to dish out some quality football, good passing, good support. Both the coaches have really expressed that the opponents are very strong and they have to challenge this. It's going to be important how they manage to break the defense and how they try to penetrate. But I'm sure we are going to have a wonderful day of football. A chance for Bharti FC to start their campaign on a winning note. And Social Warriors, on the other hand, will be playing their first game in the Madhya Pradesh Premier League and will be hoping to get off the mark with a win in the opening game. It is a case of young players, of course, not just for Bharti, but also for social welfare as well. And the coach sticks to the principle of defending deep and hitting teams on the break. They've got different spot in terms of kit, but hopefully the same fervor of supporting this football team as the team gets ready for their first ever Madhya Pradesh Premier League campaign. And we're off, ladies and gentlemen, at the church ground in Shihor. We saw a sight from Jabalpur, and that is the Lions failed to qualify for the semi-finals in Group A. And can another side from Jabalpur, Bharti FC, make amends of their city rivals in their way? A very young Social Warriors FC. And this fixture is highly entertaining and promises a lot of goals. The first kickoff in Shihor for the day. It is the perfect game to set the tone for the season. We saw plenty of goals in Group A. Ratlam City and Shihor boys, the home side, making their name into the hat for the top 4 race. Now it is turn for the Group B. Madan Maharaj will be in action tomorrow. Later in the day, another game coming up. Last season's semi-finalists, Diamond FA, will be up against Eagle FC. That game will also be live on the official YouTube channel of Sportscast India. But before this, we got to deal with this game. which is between Bharti Football Club and Social Warrior. And now we have an early free kick from the edge of the area in favor of Social Warrior, a team from Khargon. Mohammad Anas Pakal between the sticks for the team with the number 9, Edward. All eyes will be on him. The number 11, Tushar Singh, is the set piece expert of the team, along with Arpit Marvia, Mohammad Amir. And they have a free kick from a very good position. Good opening for Ashish Sen and his men. A chance to get the first shot in. We struggled to see goals from set pieces so far in this tournament. Can we see one this weekend as we begin with Group B fixtures? And now, the Social Warrior, they have a good chance to take the lead within the opening 3 minutes. The three dark shirts around the box. One of them will take it, ricochets off the wall, and somehow manages to clear their lines. Here's the team in white, Bharti Football Club. And Prashant Thapa was the man. And here he is on the ball. Back to Prashant. And he scoops it into the path of Sahil. In comes the low cross in. Easily defended there. The clearance not too far. On the attack is the team in white, Bharti FC, finished 5th last season in the Madhya Pradesh Premier League. They managed to collect 10 points from 7 games with 3 victories, 1 draw and 3 losses. They've scored 9 goals and conceded 5. And here is Prashant sending in an early ball. First touch letting him down. Ramaswamy was the man. Anyway, a play called back for offside. So the team in white, Bharti Football Club, are getting a lot more feel of the ball in the first 4 minutes. A curling cross down the left by Prashant Thapa. Finding his target inside the box, Ramaswamy, who was flagged offside. And now action on the other end. Here comes Social Warrior, left-footed attempt. It's gone wide. The first shot fired towards Bharti FC goal. But that shot was not substantial enough to bother a Bharti FC goalkeeper. Just keeping possession of the ball. And this time the player somewhat sleeping. And is Amit. Was looking for the number 7, Sahil Rajak. And this time an elbow on the number 6, Suresh Bahadur. And referee says it's a free kick for Bharti FC, the side from Jabalpur. Another side from Jabalpur in Group A, Lions started in a flurry, winning their opening game by 5 goals to nil. Once again, this time a chance opens up. Shouts for handball. And referee gives a corner instead. Number 15, Amit, was trying to attract the attention of the referee as he feels there was a genuine case of handball inside the box. Amit Swami. Let us have a look at the action replay. And that was the free kick very quickly taken, which cultivated into that movement from the left flank. The corner eventually very quickly taken, and a quick release by Mohammad Anas, the goalkeeper of Social Warrior, pardon me. Now, as I was mentioning before, aside from Jabalpur Lions FA, started on a winning note in their opening game against SWS, winning their opening game by 5 goals to nil, but eventually losing track in the middle, losing 2 consecutive games, and after that found the rhythm against Khelyuva, and the last game they lost to Ratlam City by 2 goals to 1, and eventually knocked out from the race of the semi-finals. Now a chance for Bharti FC, another side from Jabalpur, to make amends of their city rivals and progress into the semi-finals. Can't get his pass in. Was a number 7 Sahil Razak, who was making a marauding run through the middle, and this time a delightful cross from the left, easily dealt with by Harish Shafiq, the number 6 of Social Warrior. And here they come over the top, flicked away by Amit Swami, and it will go out for a throw-in for SWS. Seeing a lot more of the ball in this opening exchanges, Bharti. A shot coming in from distance, and not too bad. A decent attempt from Ashin Barua. A long range attempt, 30 yards out, and that was a try. It was dipping, just too much elevation on that. Eventually, goes over the crossbar for a goal kick, and that was a try. A first promising shot on goal by the team in red and black-white. A chance opens up. In comes the shot. What an opening that was. No power on that shot, making it very comfortable for the goalkeeper Vipin Sharma to gather it without much fuss. And the number 7 Razak was looking for a quick release. The skipper on the side, Sahil Razak, dictating terms from the middle of the park for Bharti FC. Another promising move. An offside flag goes up. Tushar Singh was the man. And the number 11. The centre forward of Social Warrior. Here is Tushar. This time he takes a tumble. Getting involved is Arpit. Now he escapes the man. A pullback is alive. Tries to create an opening. Once again tried to steer it into the back of the net. A delightful run by the number 22, Mohar Patil. Trying to pick out the number 15, Mohammad Amir, in the middle. Getting his foot in timely was the defender of Bharti FC. Another ball sent in, and out it goes, only as far as Arpit. Chance for him to recycle it back. The offside flag once again goes out against Mohammad Amir. Tushar Singh is very much the target man for the Social Warriors up front, and just playing off his shoulder is Mohammad Amir, the number 15. And Social Warrior just applying pressure on Bharti FC and winning a corner for their efforts. Just 11 minutes on the clock. It's goalless between the two teams, and the Bharti Football Club, of course, experience among the between the two. They're featured in the Madhya Pradesh Premier League Season 1, finishing fifth. And for Social Warrior, this is their maiden State Football League season. They will want to make it a memorable one for their fans. As first professional club from the city of Khargon to take part in the state's football fest. Here's Abhishek launching it long, but taken away by Abdullah Shad Khan. Meanwhile, a player is down. You can see the man on your screen. Kaikom Gute, the number 18. Another player from Manipur. Got to watch out for his pace and fearlessness. One of the players of Social Warriors receiving treatment. That's the reason why play stopped. Harish Shafiq was the man injured. The referee just asking him to go on the sidelines for treatments. And the play restarts with a quick punt upfield. Keeper is off his line and clips it over the keeper. And the Bharti Football Club gets their opening goal. Their first of this season. And just 14 minutes on the clock. And Bharti FC off the mark. A poor defending by Social Warrior. Just a lapse in concentration. And capitalizing it is the young striker of Bharti Football Club. I saw the keeper off his mark and just clipping it over him. Eventually, a cool finish by Ramaswamy, the number 9. And we have the opening goal of the game. So 1-0 for Bharti Football Club. Also, the first quarter belongs to the team in white. Mohammad Amir once again taking the aerial route, but too much weight on that pass, and eventually it gone out for the throw-in. On the side from Bhopal, Madan Maharaj doing exceedingly well in the Hero I League qualifiers and managed to qualify to the next round, topping the group. Drew a couple of games, who won against Rinthi Sports Club of Meghalaya. There's a lot of expectations building up on the side from Bhopal. And the first professional club, of course, from the state of Madhya Pradesh to play in a national level tournament, which is, of course, one tier lower than the Hero I League. But the winners will make their way into the country's top division, which is going to take place in West Bengal in the month of December. Here comes the throw-in. Speared in, looking for a flick back. Chance to shoot on the turn. Somehow clears. Here is Ramaswamy, the goal scorer. An excellent ball on the turn. The defender getting to it first. He'll get another chance at it. Here's the number 7 this time, Sahil Razak. Finding his man on the right. Plenty of runners inside him. Picks out a run. Cut back is open. Ramaswamy, acrobatic attempt. It's still live inside the box into the path of Prashant Thapa. He's got man in support. Prashant taking his time. Amit Thapa on the overlap. Prashant goes inside. Ramaswamy's header. Just eluding him. And eventually chasing it towards Mohammad Anis on the right flank. And it goes out for a corner kick for Bharti Football Club. They are piling on the pressure. The team in white off to a flyer in the opening game of season 2. Prashant takes it. A lower trajectory delivery, flick on from the near post. And this time the keeper has to rise. Mohammad Anas. Sahil Razak chesting it down. He keeps control of midfield. Can't find the pass. Takes a deflection from one of Social Warriors players. Now it's Amit. Razak spreading it out wide for Prashant Thapa. Cutting it to his right. Comes inside from his wide position. But eventually losing out to Shukhen Mandi, who rolls it down the line. For Tushar. Can't keep it in. Ramesh Kumar is the team physio of Social Warrior. The team looks quite fit. They're pressing high, fighting for every ball. Always a positive sign. Puts it out of play this time. And the left full back of Bharti FC. They are on the lead. They will be eyeing for that top 2 spot in the group this time. They missed it last term by just 3 points. And just a tad too long. That pass from Mohammad Amir for Tushar Singh. The man who is leading the lines for Social Warrior. And time and again the midfielders of Social Warrior in the likes of Arpit Malvia and Mohammad Amir and Kaikom Gute looking for that tall figure of Tushar up front. He is very much the target man, and responsibility falls on his shoulder to bring in the goals for his team. And Ashish Sen will be relying on his number 11 heavily for goals. So far has been pretty much impressive. One chance for him early on, the ball just falling to his left foot. A low shot towards the keeper. He had the time, had the space, but couldn't make the most of that opportunity. It fell kindly for him, and maybe he didn't expect that ball to come towards his path, but eventually pulling the trigger just from the 18-yard box, but couldn't manage to beat the goalkeeper, Vipin Sharma, who is untroubled so far, and Mohammad Amir, meanwhile, receiving a knock. Will have to go out for treatment, but temporarily the Social Warrior, they're down to 10 men, and the Bharti Football Club from Jabalpur on the upper hand in this opening 20 minutes. Prashant, Sahil, Amit Thapa, back to Sahil. Nicely done there by the number 7. This time given away. A chance for Social Warriors to break. Cleared away. Nicely done there. Looking for that adventurous pass forward. And nowhere near to it was Ramaswamy, who was drifting out wide instead. The header from Robinson, towering in air. Another move developing down the middle, just sticking his boot out. Referee blowing a whistle. The offside decision coming in late from the assistant referee. Play was called back. We've had 26 goals on the final day, on the decided day, in fact, of Group A. The day starting with 10-1, Ratlam City's victory, followed by Shihor Boys 14-0 against Khelyuva Kalyan. Maybe on the opening day of Group B, I'm not expecting something of that sort, maybe, but at least some quality brand of football, and surely with some goals. The team in white, Bharti Football Club, striking early. They will be looking to hold on to this lead. In fact, extend it further. It's still early stages. Nice poke forward for Ramaswamy, twisting and turning. A nice disguise pass into the feet of number 14, who pulls the trigger. Was Prashant Thapa. Was his shot. Turns into a pass on the right flank. Who plays it back to the right fullback. Cross from deep. And headed out to safety. Stringing passes together using the left channel, and now here's the number 15. The cross is deflected, taking a tumble inside the box. It was Ramaswamy, and time and again Amit Thapa from his left full back position, impressive on the overlap, and that's what you expect from your fullbacks, to join in attack, support the wide midfielders while moving forward, and without position to quickly drop in line with the centre backs. Dominating proceedings so far is the Bharti Football Club. Even though a social warrior looked impressive in the first 10 minutes, but the Bharti Football Club have eaten into that position. A shot from distance could be trouble for the goalkeeper. And that was the attempt by Arpit Malviya. There's no one closing him down. Ramaswamy goes up for the header, eventually losing it. And now the midfield battle starting to get interesting. Yeshukain Mandi. Another forward ball, this time easily intercepted. Sentinelly, Arpit was involved. Now here is Sahil Razak. The give and go not working out. Well read there. Anil Rawat, just number 29, playing on the left side of Social Warriors defense. Another clearance. Mohammad Ahmed trying to control it, but committing a foul on Sahil Razak, the skipper of Bharti Football Club. The 26 minutes on the clock, the Bharti Football Club side from Jabalpur, leading by a goal, scored by their striker Ramaswamy. in the 14th minute. And meanwhile, Bharti FC giving away a free kick in a very dangerous area to Social Warrior. Getting men into the box is the side from Khargon. It is their number 6, Harish Shafik, getting ready to take this set piece. Important is to make this one count. In comes the ball, cleared away. Chance for a long shot. Taking their time, shouts for handball, and will get it. You can watch the full recording of this matches and the highlights, including the individual highlights of the complete tournament, and for recordings and individual videos you can contact to Aditya Mohanty, and you can see his email ID on the bottom of your screen, aditya.mohanty@sportscastindia.com. Another set piece opportunity. Mohammad Ahmed this time lining up from 30 yards out. A Social Warrior, they need to respond. The response needs to come in very quickly. Mohammad Ahmed goes direct. The ball just taking a bounce and no pace on that. A comfortable collection by Vipin Sharma, and now releasing it quickly. Here is the skipper, Sahil. Stabs it towards his right full back. Shrey Rai. Now Sanjay Patil. Arrowed forward, but in no man's land. The defender eventually letting it out of play. So far, the Social Warriors FC are not overawed by the big men. They're still in search of that equalizer. Now bombing down the left. A solid challenge coming in by Mohammad Anis. Timing it to perfection. And that was a side sliding challenge by Mohammad Anis. Great tackle. He was out of position, but just tracking back and eventually making that challenge. And that will boost the confidence of his nearby teammates. Oh, giving away a corner very cheaply. The centre back in subconscious state of mind, he will be hoping that it doesn't proves costly for his team. Giving away a corner kick to Social Warrior. So half an hour gone, it's still 1-0. In comes the cross and Prashant Thapa just standing in the way and not allowing him to make that free run. And Shukhain Mandi was the player trying to track the ball in air. But Prashant Thapa standing like a wall in the way. A wall very difficult to surpass. Here is Prashant. A first touch just letting him down. So it's a cloudy day here in Shihor, a church ground. Favorable for football. A slight drop in temperatures are going to make it easy on the players. Puts it straight into the box and out of play. The next game coming up is going to be a 3 p.m. kickoff. The Diamond Rock FA. They'll take on Eagle FC, another side making their debut in the Madhya Pradesh Premier League. The viewers of Madhya Pradesh Premier League must be aware of Diamond Rock FA. They lost to Madan Maharaj in the semi-finals last campaign by 4 goals to 1. Last season's runners-up, Lions, are already eliminated. Another side from Jabalpur in Group B are in the lead at present. Cross in the middle. Once again, the first touch from Ramaswamy, making life very difficult for him, and otherwise it could have been his double. A perfect weight on that cross from the right, just feeding him inside the box. But his first touch was a very disappointing one, and then I think the approval of from the technical bench as well. And the moment he made that receiving, Arun Yadav was left with flapping his hands. He was not at all impressive. And look at that first touch, just helping out Amit instead. And now it's Amir with quick feet, trying to put it into the plate of the number 11 Tushar, trying to switch wings. A good covering there by Suresh Bahadur. Amit Thapar, back to Prashant. And outside of the foot pass for Ramaswamy. Nice back heel into the path of Prashant. Can he find a cross in? Nicely intercepted there. Just keeping his eyes on the ball. Clean defending by Harish Shafiq, who is working tirelessly in the middle of the park for SWS Football Club, helping out in defense and also moving up into attacking position for the sake of his team, putting in a lot of labor. It's 35 minutes on the clock. Bharti Football Club up by a goal. In the opening day of Group A, we saw an 1-all draw between Shihor Boys and Chamunda, who was in the race for the top two heavily till the last day. Even they won their opening game of the decided day of Group A by 10 goals to 1 against SWS Football Club of Betul. But the Shihor Boys spoiling their party by thumping in a 14-0 victory over Kheli over Kalyan. And offside was Ramaswamy. And he immediately the assistant referee putting his flag up. A lot of youngsters as well caught eye in this tournament. And notable names among them is Aniket Kanodia of SWS Football Club. He scored 6 goals. And Arjun Singh showing his dominance on the last day, scoring 11 goals. And he's so far the top goal scorer in this present edition of Madhya Pradesh Premier League with 11 goals. And we have the first booking of the game, Suresh Bahadur, booked for that clumsy challenge. The defensive midfielder of Bharti Football Club. And as I was talking about the youngsters who've impressed in this tournament, Aniket Kanodia, Dipendra Sisodia of Chamunda Football Club, He's also scored 6 goals. Chamdar Pal Singh of Ratlam City at the number 10, Talyang Koshi. We will be hoping that likewise the talents they emerge from Group B as well. It's going to be an intriguing contest in playoffs. I was just talking to a few of the football experts, the media, and the commentators. Vikas Yadav, who's covering the game in Hindi, he was just telling to me the teams from Group B looks stronger on pen and paper. A couple of sides from this Group B made their way into the playoff round last season, and three of them, in fact, was part of Madhya Pradesh Premier League's opening campaign as well. Madan Maharaj will take on Badwani Football Club, the team which finished at the bottom in the last edition. They'll take on the defending champions. Madan Maharaj, despite winning their maiden title last season, they finished second in the group stages, just a points behind the Lions FA. The Badwani Football Club finished at the bottom. He's right. Another ball forward. A beautiful positional play there by the centre back of Social Warrior. The Red Army always means business. Lots of intangibles are coming into play, and not just about concentration, a focus, and not just about passing and technique. The strength, stamina, all these intangibles comes in handy at this level. The more you work hard, the more you run after balls, you'll eventually have more chance. And this time, just an initial fumble from Vipin Sharma, and Tushar was just lurking inside the box and managing to held onto it in the end. Vipin Sharma. In terms of missing out on players, both the foreign players of Social Warriors are missing due to injury. Ovi Collis and Edward, two guys from Africa, are missing out with the opener. Here is Ramaswamy, quickly closed down. Suresh Bahadur, just trying to slow down the tempo of the game. Bharti FC. There's a quick switch play down the right, picks out a cross, could be 2-0. It was an open chance for Ramaswamy. Great ball down the right. And look at that. Making that overlapping run, running through the inside channel was Srey Rai, taking a look up, an inch perfect delivery for Ramaswamy. But the touch just going over the bar. The keeper was caught off guard, and the quality of the cross simply superb. Another adventurous pass forward. Shoshib playing this one forward. A good challenge coming in. And not much stoppages so far in the first half, except a couple of injuries. One of them was Harish Shafiq, the number 6 of Social Warrior. Suresh Bahadur just going in tight on him. And some instruction from the head coach Arun Yadav for Shrey Rai, the number 13. He will be impressed with the way his team has started their campaign. Having a word with the skipper, Sahil Razak, just asking him to close the gaps between themselves and just deny space to Social Warrior. Another man limping at present is not a good sign for the team in red and white. And Harish Shafiq looks to be in trouble. They're already down by a goal, and if one of their trusted midfielders goes out, it's going to be a big blow for the side from Khargon. As Mr. Sen is just observing Harish Razak and his movements. Here is Arpit. Tushar. It's an obstruction foul from the youngster. Just a couple of minutes left in the first half. A minute and a half. The 5 minutes added on to the regulated 45. And it seems like the team in white is favourable to head into half time, riding on the Ramaswamy strike in the 14th minute. Shashim and drawing a foul in his favour. A nicely done there. Good technique shown. Now Suresh Bahadur is switching it out wide on the right. Takes it onto his right foot. Skips past the challenge. Sending this one in to Ramaswamy on the edge of the area. He's surrounded by two dark shirts. Checks back. Finds the number 13. He's looking for space to shoot. Eventually giving away possession. They're trying for that reverse pass. And out it goes for throw in. 1.5 minutes left for half time. Bharti Football Club just looking to double their lead. Prashant floating this one in. Chance for a long shot. Amit trying to set up Prashant. Back to Amit. This time a good cross in. A awful defending. Chance for Ramaswamy. Prashant with the shot. Tipped over the goalkeeper. A brilliant play there by Bharti Football Club. An exceptional stuff by Mohammad Anas between the sticks for Social Warrior. Great phase of play by Bharti Football Club. A lovely give and go between Ramaswamy and Prashant Thapa. And that was the interchange. And equally a decent save by the goalkeeper. In comes the corner. Nodded down. Chance for Rama to pull the trigger. The flag has gone up. The referee says it was a foul by Yamit Thapa. Again, that poor touch. And this time, referee says play on. Tushar hustled off the ball by Robinson. Ramaswamy back to the skipper. Half time then. Bharti FC heading for the break, riding on Ramaswamy's strike in the 14th minute. And as it stands at the half-time break, is Bharti Football Club 1 and Social Warrior Football Club 0. And welcome back. You are watching Madhya Pradesh Premier League Season 2 live on Sportscast India's YouTube channel. The first 45 minutes saw Bharti Football Club dominate proceedings, having the maximum possession of the ball, a goal and a couple of chances for them. And apart from that one mistake in defending, they've been a very better side, at least in the first half, compared to what they were in the previous season. And we are underway with the second 45 minutes of play at the church ground in Shihor. And the clouds have parted ways for the sun to see this fixture. As you can see, the rays of the sun are sparkling on the pitch here at the church ground. We have received few complaints from the fans in the opening day of Group A regarding the uneven bounce at the pitch. But as the tournament progressed, we can see the ground looks uh, much more better now in terms of the bounce. And here he is, an early break for Bharti Football Club. In the way it was intercepted by Mohammad Amir, who also gives away a free kick. Is Harish Shafiq playing on the left side. And it goes long. Straight into the box. Was looking for Tushar. Now Amir. Meter. Low cross. Easy here for the back line of Bharti Football Club. Here is Harish. Into the feet of Tushar. Looking for the run of Arpit Malvia. Now it's Suresh Bahadur. Mohammad Anish. Bharti Football Club have the ball back. The control in midfield is still missing. Here's the skipper getting involved. Now help coming in from the number 13. Here is Ramaswamy. A delightful ball. The keeper comes out. Mohammad Anas. Tushar. Tushar. Lovely give and go. Can he pick out a teammate? A solid challenge coming in from Sahil Razak, the skipper of the side. Just averting the danger. And corner kick for Social Warrior early in the second half. In it comes, punched away by the goalkeeper. Picks up the loose ball, sending this one in, and it eventually goes out of play. Some early pressure from Social Warrior. They're trying to just cancel out that goal by which they're trailing. The first half goal coming in by Ramaswamy in the 14th minute. Here is Sukhen Mandi. Threads it through into the path of Mohammad Anis, who's got a good turn of pace, sending this one in. And first time clearance by Sushin Tangvi, preventing the danger in exchange of a corner kick. We expect the game to open up in the second 45 minutes. We already had a goal. The Bharti Football Club are hungry for more, in fact. The team in red and black, the social welfare, going all out for that equalizer. Something off the training pitch, but couldn't implement it successfully. The team in white snatched away, but nearly giving it away in the end. A change is getting ready, and social welfare manager Ashish Sen will blink first in terms of making substitution. He's got plenty of options in the bench, attacking wise in the likes of Asim Barua, the number 7, Salman, the number 5, Aditya Sawani, Deepak Kumar, and it's the number 16, Abhishek Pal, who will be coming in. He is replacing Shoshim Tangwa for substitution. He's got twinkling toes, Mohammad Amir, trying to torment the team in white, but just doing it too much in the end. Kept in play by Ramaswamy. Nicely done there. The move is still on for Bharti Football Club. Prashant Thapa. Nice layoff for the number 7, Sahil. The danger is still lurking. Ramaswamy. In comes the ball. A keeper making a comfortable collection. Harish Shafiq hits one long. Intercepted in the middle of the park by a white shirt. Just reading one of the articles in the Madhya Pradesh Premier League, written by one of the top journalists, and how the Chamunda Football Club were looking the favourites to qualify. But the deciding day, they have done their work by winning by a handsome margin. But the Shihor team from Shihor was just unplayable that evening, pumping in 14 goals. Even the most ardent of Shihor boys fan wouldn't have imagined beating Kheliuva Kalyan by a margin of 14-0. Shihor boys, they were favourites against the Kheliuva Kalyan, but winning by 14-0 was just a bit too much for the team from Shihor. And once they scored the opening goal, the log gates were open. And the goals just kept coming, coming, and coming. Ramaswamy on the turn. That's a great ball. But can't find the cross in. Nicely held by the defense line of Social Warrior. A chance for them to counter. Here is Sukhen Mandi running into a Shihor FC defender. Here is Mohammad Anis. Srey Rai. Prashant Thapa. Srey Rai. He has a clear run. He's one-on-one with the keeper. Srey Rai makes it 2-0. Driving down the middle, beating defender on his way, and doubles the score line for Bharti Football Club. Sensational stuff from the team in white. And there it is. Look at that. The pass from Prashant Thapa. Escaping the challenge, takes a look up, saw the keeper, and sending it into the second post and doubling the lead. A Srey Rai on the score sheet for Bharti Football Club as the team from Jabalpur goes 2-0 ahead, and we are into the first 10 minutes in the second half. And all the fights, despite all the dominance from social welfare, goes into vain as they gives away another goal. A superb stuff there by the team in white. And that pass was from Prashant Thapa was simply just weaving through the eye of a needle. It was well executed, and the team in white at present working like a well-oiled machine. And meanwhile, a trouble for Abhijit Singh, a reckless challenge on Arpit Malviya, and chance to reduce the margin as they have managed to earn a free kick for themselves from this far side as Abhijit Singh is booked for that reckless challenge. A couple of players from Bharti FC going into the referee's book. In the first half, we saw Suresh Bahadur putting his name, and now Abhijit alongside his teammate. And now they got to defend this corner. And Mohammad Anis and the number 13 making up for the wall. In comes the free kick, a flick on at the near post. The keeper was well alert. It took a deflection from one of the defenders of Bharti Football Club. A great idea, but just the execution was lacking. The ball just dropping in front of the man at the near post. And the flick on just not walking out as the defender was behind the ball. Now they have a corner. Is a number 29, Anil Rawat. Getting good height on this one. Chance to shoot. It's almost fell kindly for Arpit Malviya, but quickly closed down by Abhijit Singh. He got to make those challenges with a lot more care inside the box, given the fact he's already on a yellow. And nicely done there by Ramaswamy. Is Prashant Thapa pulling the strings from the center of the pitch and continuing his run. Is the goal scorer. Can he turn provider now? Here's the number 13, Srey Rai, scorer of the second goal. Chance for Thapa. The flag has gone up. Chipping it very cleverly just behind the defense line of Social Warriors. A clever play by Bharti. A Social Warrior Football Club from Khargon under the cosh. Now just look at that positioning of the defenders. They're covering the ground well, pretty close to each other. The communication, the organization, a spot on from Bharti FC so far. And the team in red and black struggling to make inroads inside the box. Most of their build-ups are down the left channel, but the likes of Abhijit Singh, Suresh Bahadur bossing that right side for the team in white. They did that in the first half, and they are continuing to do so in the second 45 minutes as well, at least in the first quarter of the second half. We almost touch the hour mark here at the church ground in Shihor. Bharti Football Club is up by 2-0. Too much aerial play. A slightly impatient Social Warriors, you can see. Most of their movements are direct. They are urgent and desperate for a goal. Plenty of times left in the match. 2-0 can be a very tricky scoreline sometimes. You see teams pulling one back and getting the other one. within a space of very few minutes. And that's how tricky this 2-0 scoreline can be. Bharti FC can't drop their guard at present. Spreading it out wide to the number 13, who checks back and finding his man in the middle and cleared away. Chance for one more. The number 7 goes past a couple of challenges, give and go is open, but saw the danger. Was Harish Shafiq coming in with a quick tackle. And now it's Tushar drifting into the channel, resisting past the first tackle. In comes the cross, and just over Suresh Bahadur. Suresh Bahadur, Sahil Razak, Abhijit Singh make up the defense line of Bharti Football Club. They've got a tendency to close down sometimes, to switch off at the back. We saw that at least on one occasion in the first half, where Tushar Singh was almost through on goal, but his weak left footer not troubling the scoreline and nor Bharti FC. Prashant Thapa, the most promising player so far for the team in white, is looking for that reverse ball for his fullback. Well read by the right fullback of Social Warrior. And simultaneously with the Madhya Pradesh Premier League, the Football Delhi Senior Division is also going out at the Nehru Stadium, gate number 13, and at the B.R. Ambedkar Stadium in New Delhi. Matches are live at the official YouTube page of Sportscast India. An injury to the goalkeeper of Bharti Football Club, Vipin Sharma. And both the matches in the Football Delhi Senior Division today unfortunately had to be called off due to a thunderstorm. And all the viewers must be wondering why the matches are not on yet on the YouTube channel of Sportscast India. And that is the message for you from the team. Both the matches were called off due to thunderstorm. You can join the streaming of this ongoing match between Bharti Football Club and Social Warrior in the Madhya Pradesh Premier League Season 2. And this is match number 16. We are done with Group A fixtures and we are off with Group B. And this is the opening game. Madan Maharaj will be in action tomorrow. They'll take on Barwani Football Club. All eyes will be on the side from Bhopal. He's also playing in the Hero I-League qualifiers in Bengaluru. As the teams from Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh have managed to qualify for the top 4 spot. The teams will eventually play against each other once in a round robin format, and the team with highest number of points will qualify for the Hero I-League 2021-22 season. And nicely done there. Nice nutmeg there by the number 7 Sahil Razak. Looking to pick out Ramaswamy, who's dropping into midfield, adding up another extra body, helping out his midfielders. And here's the skipper, Another through pass for Prashant Thapa. Well read and cut out this time by Abhishek Paul, the man who's just come on replacing Shoshim Tangwa, the number 16. You can see. Uh, it's going to be an action packed weekend. Lots of football, lots of games coming up in the Madhya Pradesh Premier League as we carry on with the Group B fixtures till 25th of this month before we head into the semi-final round. The pace of the game has slowed down a bit. Bharti FC is still holding on to their 2-0 lead as the rains come pouring down at the church ground in Shihor. Another cheap giveaway. Nice 360 by Arpit. Now he goes over the top. Now space opening up on the left. Goes direct on goal. Goalkeeper once again Vipin Sharma called into action. Diving to his left and preventing the ball from going inside the back of the net. A decent attempt from the left by Mandi. And that was a grounder. We are witnessing rains all over India at present. And just as I have mentioned, the games in Football Delhi Senior Division got cancelled off due to thunderstorm, and we have rain here at Shihor as well. Is Abhishek Paul's corner kick. It was an open chance, didn't connect too well. Trying to bring it down is Mohammed succeeding. Nice series of 3 to 4 passes. And now this could be the chance. Just the header in the way. And Ramaswamy has been taken off, the goal scorer for Bharti Club in this game. And Chaitanya Garg replaced him. And you can see the confirmation on the bottom of your screen. A couple of changes. Vinay Sharma also coming in. We are having a lot of stoppages in the second 45 minutes due to frequent injuries to the players. And this time it's Amit Swami. And earlier in the second half, the clouds came out almost as if to witness this all-important fixture between Bharti Football Club and Social Warrior. But now the sun is lost into clouds and we have rain here. Just giving us a feeling of a tempest, the current weather conditions in Sihor. And it is turning out to be a tempest at the church ground in Sihor. A couple of chances fell for Social Warrior. One from that corner kick, an open shot which was completely miscued. One chance for the number 23 Shukhen Mandi. His grounder was saved by Vinay Sharma. Important dignitaries in attendance. Applying pressure once again is Bharti. Prashant, the body leaning back, a shot went over the bar. He's been the most threatening player from Bharti FC's point of view. You can see the MLAs, a crowd turning up in numbers at the church ground in Shihor. And the practice ground number one present is occupied with the players of Eagles. On the attack is the team in white, just tossing the ball around. But this one time a disappointing ball. And 20 minutes of regulation time left. Bharti Football Club still leading.
पहले तो बैटिंग तो होगा इसके बाद होगा भाई पहले तो घोषित होगी इसके बाद जब गजट में आ जाए तब बताना मेरे को है ना
The Diamond Rock FA
मैं ध्यान रखूंगा एक बार है ना
getting ready for their opening group game. Nice ball nodded into the path. Cross on the edge of the area. Desperate defending. Abhishek, he was brought down from behind. By the number 13, Shrey Rai, the guilty party, and the man who scored the second goal for Bharti FC. Stepping into the attacking half is the right full back. Not getting enough purchase on that cross. No elevation at all. Pretty low. When you send crosses of that height, it becomes very difficult for the very easy for the defenders rather to defend until you get good height and stretch the defenders out of their position. Just question them. A tussle for the ball. Social winning it, and this time he was ready to pull the trigger. Was Tushar Singh inside the 6-yard box. Very unlucky. The number 11. A neat turn. Here's the skipper. A great ball, putting it on a plate for Prashant Tamang, who goes from a distance. And keeper got a hand on that, it seems like. Yes, says the ref, acknowledging it. A corner kick for Bharti FC. Another great build-up from the team in white. And look at that pass, great weight on that. Should have gone a bit closer. There was a lot of space ahead of him. Just deciding to test the keeper from distance. Who got a hand on that was Mohammad Anas. For a moment, it seemed like the ball entered the back of the net. Bharti FC looking for the third header. A comfortable collection for Mohammad Nas. And a quick release. Tushar, heavy touch. Quickly closed down by Sahil. Football in India have gotten a massive impetus. It is compulsory for every state to have their respective state leagues. It's been made mandatory by All India Football Federation in order to compete in the highest level in Indian football. As we can see, this particular sport in the country is growing. We saw the national side winning the Sub Cup last night. Meanwhile, a shot comes in. Another brilliant save by Vipin Sharma. Wow, he's unbeatable this evening. And that was the shot taken from distance by Abhishek Pal. Look at that, diving to his left, stuck his left arm out and saving it. Corner coming in towards the back post, just goes over everyone and eventually cleared. Here is Suresh Bahadur. The ball is slightly aimless. As I was mentioning about India's SAF Cup victory last evening against Nepal, a comprehensive victory. Sunil Chetri opening the score line in the second half, which was doubled by Suresh Wangjam. Abdul Samad tripling the lead in added time, helping India to clinch the SAF championship for the 8th time, most by any country so far. Both Bangladesh and Maldives and Afghanistan have managed to win it once, and for Nepal it was their first entry into the finals of the SAF championship. Here is Harish. Flag has stayed down, finding some joy down the left. In comes the cross, just to make it 2-1. Missed the target by a whisker. They are looking the better side in the last 10 minutes, and the social welfare missing the target by a whisker. Another golden chance goes to waste.
सबसे ज्यादा वही आती कमेटी की साल इधर रखिए रजिस्टर इधर रखो वो चला जाने 10-12 साल और अकेले अकेले करा अन्ना तो वन मैन कमेटी था फैसिलिटीज की रात दिन चलती रात को 9 बजे मिलोगे तो कहेंगे वो तो दिया
अरे मोइन भाई कितना है?
भाई वालों ने तो बंद ही कर रखा है ये तो होना ही नहीं है वो कोरोना के भाई वालों ने तो पूरे 2 साल
टू जीरो